Hello guys, good afternoon. You're welcome to my YouTube channel, the Explicit Tutorials. As you're watching this video, please endeavor to subscribe, like, share, and comment. Now we are still discussing carbon and its compounds, and we have, carbon has two oxides, carbon 2 oxides and carbon 4 oxide. Now this morning or this afternoon, I shall be treating carbon 2 oxide. Carbon 2 oxide is produced from the incomplete combustion of fuel in automobiles. I said it is produced from the incomplete combustion of what? Automobiles. Now, even in generator, carbon 2 oxide is what? Produced from it. And it is a poisonous gas. It is poisonous to the lungs. Now, this carbon 2 oxide has the ability to compete with oxygen in the blood. Now, you know that hemoglobin is the oxygen carrier in the blood. Now, please take note of this. Hemoglobin has a greater affinity of carrying carbon 2 oxide to carrying what? Oxygen. Hemoglobin has a greater affinity to carrying carbon 2 oxide than oxygen. That is to say, once this carbon 2 oxide react with hemoglobin, it causes what is called carbaminohemoglobin. Carbaminohemoglobin. All right. It results in what is called carbaminohemoglobin, which is formed as a result of the reaction between carbon 2 oxide and the hemoglobin in the blood. All right. When is carbon 2 oxide said to be dangerous? It is said to be dangerous when it competes with oxygen in the blood. Okay, that is how it is. And secondly, it is a colorless and odorless what? Gas. It is actually what? Neutral. It's a neutral gas. It is non-soluble in water. It is non-soluble in water. It is less dense than air. It is less dense than air. Okay. Which one again? Is another one. Now, the chemical reaction of I've given the physical properties. One, it is colorless, odorless. It is a neutral gas. It is less dense than air, and it is what? Insoluble in water. Now the chemical properties is that it burns with oxygen to produce what? Carbon 2 oxide. To produce carbon 2 oxide. All right. So when it reacts with oxygen, it produces what? Carbon 2 oxide. All right. It burns with a blue flame. Actually, it burns with a blue flame to produce what? Carbon 4 oxide. Now this carbon 2 oxide also reacts with oxides of lead, copper, and iron. That is, you have lead 2 oxide. It will react with it to produce lead, and carbon 4 oxide to produce copper and carbon 4 oxide. You can see once it reacts with the oxides of these metals, all right, it will produce their respective metal and what? Their carbon 4 oxide. Now looking at what we have here is the equation balanced. Okay, this one is balanced. 1 copper, 2 oxygen. All right, balanced. Okay, this one is not balanced. 2, can put 2 here. Okay, so how many oxygen? 3, 4 oxygen. So that is 2 times 3, 6 oxygen. Put 3 here. Is that correct? 3 carbon. Okay, so it is balanced. 3 oxygen, 2 iron, and 6 carbon, 3 carbon, 3 carbon. So it is balanced. You can see that it reacts with oxygen to produce what? Carbon 4 oxide. All right. It also reacts with oxides of lead, copper, and iron to produce their respective metal and what? Carbon 4 oxide. So these are the chemical properties of what? Carbon 2 oxide. Now, how is carbon 2 oxide formed? Carbon 2 oxide is formed from ethan-1 dioic acid. Dioic acid, all right? Carbon 2 oxide is produced from ethan-1 dioic acid in the presence of a dehydrating agent called H2SO4. All right, please take note of that. Carbon 2 oxide is formed from ethan-1 dioic what? Acid in the presence of a dehydrating agent called what? H2SO4. This is how it is. HCO, okay, COOH, COOH, then H2SO4. Once definitely H2SO4 will remove water. It's a dehydration. It wants to remove water. You now have H2O. You now have CO and CO2. Alright, so you can see now that it has successfully removed water from this molecule, and you are left with carbon 2 oxide and carbon 4 oxide. Alright, so this carbon 4 oxide produced is now passed through potassium hydroxide. All right, this potassium hydroxide is KOH. All right, once it is passed through this potassium hydroxide, it absorbs it. You now have what? Carbon 2 oxide and what? Water. So please, carbon 2 oxide is the most dangerous air pollutant. I said it is said to be dangerous when it competes with oxygen in the blood. All right, please take note. It is produced from ethan-1 dioic acid in the presence of a dehydrating agent called what? H2SO4. And once this carbon 4 oxide is produced, it is passed through potassium hydroxide, which is what? The absorber. Alright, so take note of this. Three gases are produced from carbon 2 oxide. You have the water gas. This water gas is produced when coke react with steam at a temperature of 1000 degrees Celsius to produce carbon 4 oxide and hydrogen gas. Alright, so which means that water gas is made up of carbon 2 oxide and what? Hydrogen gas. Coke reacts with steam at a temperature of 1000 degrees Celsius to produce carbon 2 oxide and what? Hydrogen gas. Then number 2 is the synthetic gas. The synthetic gas, methane react with steam to produce CO plus 2 moles of what? Hydrogen gas. So which means, is it 2 moles now? 3 moles. Okay, 3, sorry. 3, because one carbon, one oxygen, one oxygen. 2 plus 4 is 6. So 3 moles of what? Hydrogen gas. Now, methane reacts with water at a temperature of 800 degrees Celsius, all right, to produce what? Carbon 2 oxide and hydrogen gas. The difference between water gas and synthetic gas is that in water gas, it is 1:1, but in synthetic gas, it is usually 1:3. 3 moles of H2 is produced in synthetic gas, but 1 mole of hydrogen is produced in water gas. Please, I told us that the gasification of coke produces what? A synthetic gas. A synthetic gas, I told us before. Now, the last one is the producer gas. All right, the producer gas is formed when when carbon react with, or when coke react with air, like plus nitrogen to produce so which means how many moles of hydrogen? One carbon, okay, you can put 2 moles here. Okay, I mean 2 oxygen. All right, so these are the constituents of what? Carbon. These are the various gases liberated from carbon dioxide: water gas, synthetic gas, and what? Producer gas. So please take note of that. Take note of that. And let me also give us the types of charcoal. Now there are three types of charcoal. Three types. There are three types of charcoal. They are the wood. This wood charcoal is gotten from the burning of wood, and it is used to absorb poisonous gas. The wood charcoal is used to absorb poisonous what? Gas. Then we now have the animal charcoal. The animal charcoal is, oh God, the animal charcoal is used as a decolorizer. All right, it is used to decolorize what? Materials. Then you now have the sugar charcoal. The sugar charcoal. So please take note of this. The sugar charcoal is the purest form of amorphous carbon. They'll ask you which of these is the purest form of amorphous carbon. It is what? The sugar charcoal. Please take note of that. It is the purest form of what? Amorphous carbon. Wood charcoal is used to purify noble gases, and it's also used to absorb poisonous gases. All right. Then animal charcoal is used as a decolorizer. Please take note, a place where acid is produced in the lab, is called fume cupboard. Okay, fume cupboard is a place where acid is produced in the lab. Normal fume, then cupboard. All right, so please take note of that. I've given you all that you need in carbon dioxide. You can go as far as doing other findings on carbon dioxide, but take note that it is the most dangerous air pollutant. Take note of that. It is very, very important. And be careful here. What distinguishes water gas from synthetic gas is that in synthetic gas we have 3 moles of H2 and we have 1 mole of H2. Do have a wonderful day.